he had been abusing the kids emotionally, physically, psychologically. He was threatening to kill them if they ever said anything, so they never told me what was going on.
I had to sleep on the balcony, and it was like, say, mid-January, so it was snowing. I quickly ran inside and got like a little blanket. I guess in retrospect, now that I look back, that was pretty bad.
The family life, it wasn't great. It wasn't like the standard, I have a mom and a dad and they both love me and we have like a dog in a backyard type of stuff. It was very stressful and very like anxiety inducing for me.
I finally did make the decision to ask for that support and that help from Big Brother's organization because I did realize I couldn't do it all. At first, I believed I could, and I wanted to be, oh, I can do it, especially as a woman, a single mother. I can do it, I can work full-time, I can take care of them, and be everything that they can be.
I started to think about, okay, what if I was in this program? How could that change me as a person? And how could I see myself benefiting from this organization and using that to branch out into newer opportunities and get to where I want to be in life.
When I'm like in the water, I feel like if I put my head too deep, I'm gonna drown or be alone. And then Michelle taught me how to swim. So then when I'm with Michelle, I feel like safe, and she helped me overcome the fear of water.
I immigrated to Canada when I was 5 years old. Back in Asia, it was very hard on education, and my parents didn't want us going through what they went through. So we decided to immigrate to Canada when I was 5.
I was bullied when I was a kid, and I never really had that person to help me out. And I never really spoke about it because I didn't know who to tell. My parents, they had their own challenges. They worked long days, they tried their best to support us, so I didn't want to give them that burden of, oh, my kid's having problems at school.
My mom and I, we step into the elevator with Mark, and I just look up, I was like, this is the guy. I don't, just some feeling that he gave off. He was wearing something like this, I'd imagine, and I just thought, this is like a solid dude. Like, he's not some guy's like, hey mom, can I borrow your car or whatever, but this guy knows what's up.
I looked up the Big Brothers program. They showed me the profile of this kid named Maverick, and I thought this name was fascinating. Here was this kid, and he was a little shy, but he was open to ideas, and I thought, there's something I can work with there.
The first time I met Michelle, I was like, whoa, she's really pretty.
I was really excited to meet her. I think I was a little stressed going into it, too, because I didn't know what to expect. But then once we got talking, we realized we had a lot in common.
He was really, really shy. Head down, shoulders in, kind of quiet. That was my first impression.
The coordinator said, oh, why don't you enroll Haley into Big Brothers Big Sisters? And Mom was like, she has me. What do I need? Like, why does she need another figure in her life?
I knew that my role wasn't to be a guardian, or it was just to be a buddy. And especially at the beginning, I wanted both Haley at the time and her mom to know that my simple job here is to be a buddy, and that's it.
I am in the Newcomers Connection Club, and a lot of the students and my mentees are new to Canada. It's very hard to throw a new kid into a big school environment because they're scared. They've never encountered something like this before. Some of the activities that we commence are activities that involve teamwork, socializing with each other, being comfortable talking to each other, and being comfortable to talk out loud, because some of these kids are very shy.
I'm in the program called Youth in School Mentoring. We have high school students who spend once a week during lunch or after school, and they work with mentees. They help them develop certain traits. They learn to be friendly with one another, to work in groups, to become a person, to become themselves, and to develop different character traits like responsibility, perseverance. We encourage them to dream, and they look up to us and they always say, oh, I wish I could be like you.
We love that we get the opportunity to see all kinds of theater shows. We get to kind of marvel at these performers who can sing and act and dance, and We get emotionally attached to everybody.
We've done park cleanups, we've planted trees, we've gone to multiple sporting events, Raptors Leaf. I think the only one we're missing is the Argos game. I think that's the only one. We're trying to hit every Toronto team, basically.
To be able to introduce culinary experiences, shopping in markets around Toronto, to be able to try out all sorts of restaurants. Maverick has always been so open to it, and it's just been such a joy.
We like to go to the movies and sing in the car, like a lot.
We sing in the car
And we
a
do
lot.
like an embarrassing dance. It's like,
If I had not involved us in Big Brothers Big Sisters organization, I know the children would be much more sheltered than they are now. It's provided them with so many different opportunities to be exposed to events, to workshops, to people, to experiences, that they've been able to grow as individuals. They're much more mature than all of their peers. They are happier, absolutely, because they have these bigs in their lives.
if I look back 3 years ago, my life has changed a lot because without Michelle, there would be a hole in my heart. She's always motivating me and helping me to persevere, and she's just always there for me, and she'll help me when it's needed and guide me in the right path.
I wanted to go to university. I wanted to become this independent person. I needed these skills. My mother felt that the Big Brother program was the best way to give me that leverage that I needed to get to that point in my life.
Oh, I'll always be like a girl, always, always. Then I'm like, oh, sometimes I don't feel like a girl, and I went to many different other labels and whatnot, and then it just clicked, and I've stuck with male, and I'm just here trying my best and transitioning, really.
One of my kids, she was expressing emotions of depression, but slowly over the course of the program, she changed so much. And this is just one lunchtime a week. But that one lunchtime really impacted her, and she's gonna be graduating next year, and she is so ready. I know she will do so much in her life.
It's so important to support Big Brother, Big Sister, because the kids out there today are trying to find their place in the world. And if you have the time, all you have to do is show up and listen, and it is that easy.
I completely credit him to my high school success. I recently applied and got into Wexford School of the Performing Arts. So that's music, vocals, and all that kind of jazz. Because of him, I think I've surpassed my own expectations.
I find that kids are our future leaders. And we need to mold them and shape them into a better person at a smaller age. And that's exactly why I was drawn to the organization of helping kids out. I'm touched by the impact that I've made towards these kids. And this nomination means a lot because not only is the organization seeing the hard work that I've put in to shape these kids and to better them, the kids themselves notice a big change in them.
I cried when I read the letter, and I cried when Melanie and Levi gave me the news, because I just feel like I'm doing something right.
I love it. I get almost as much, if not as much as she gets out of it. Selfishly, I do it for the access to cool things.
No, you don't. You do it for me.
I do it for you. I do it for Rhea.
Of course.
This nomination, it just pushes me even further to do more and to be better and to help more people.
It's nice to be recognized, and it's definitely nice to know that other people see what you're doing.
I feel anybody who sees this could learn from him and his dedication and his compassion just to help people like me find where they belong in their life.
Oh, thank you.
When I left at the end of the day, when I was walking the kids out, I thought to myself, wow, 1 year has gone by and it was so fast.
All right, be safe. Have a good summer.
I was really sad that I couldn't see these kids anymore and that I couldn't spend any more time with them.
You have to invest in our kids and the kids in our community. And by giving back to them, you'll see them grow and become different people and have ambition.
This chapter is going to be complete as he graduates out of the program, but it's by no means going to be the end of our relationship.
I'm glad that I got this experience, and I'm glad that he was here to share it with me.
When you've been together for 6 or 7 years and you start to see that kid take on personality, take on responsibilities, be able to speak up for himself, be able to make goals for himself and actually have them happen, it's so satisfying. So satisfying to see that happen. There's very few things in life like that.
It's okay to ask for help. Don't think of it as a personal failure, which I struggled with at first, and my pride thought, okay, maybe I need this help and what's wrong with me? You have to realize the wonderful positive impact that this can have on your child, and isn't that what you want? Your child to grow up to be as healthy, as happy as possible, to take advantages of opportunities like this. And I would tell the parents as well, absolutely get invested in your bigs' lives.